Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Tavern. We are definitely not discussing our dinner plans right now.
Yeah.
We were not discussing how great it would be if Taco Bell provided something kind of like Hello Fresh, but it also came with a college freshman to cook it for you.
In the future.
We've got a business plan here, so Taco Bell, call us.
Call us.
Let's go.
Please, come on, add us. We got this.
Add us on Twitter. We're all on Twitter. Todd Moonbouse in chat. Tacos from the Tavern? Yes.
Tacos?
No.
Oh my goodness.
We got a name already, folks.
We don't need more people from the TTRPG community harassing Taco Bell because Tay from Tavern
Oh my God,
already had.
that's right. Hey.
Single-handedly brought back the Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hell
It's
yeah.
true. All right.
Which I
am Gamer Mom Luna. This is Tales from the Tavern. We are going to go around and let everybody have a chance to introduce themselves now that you all know how we feel about tacos and the fact that we need more of them in our lives. So, Eli, we're going to start with you and we'll go around. Tell us a little about who you are and what you've got going on.
Hi, my name is Eli. I'm from Mayday Roleplay primarily. We're a podcasting and streaming group. Currently, our podcast game Doom to Repeat, which is our Delta Green campaign, is currently going through some festivals. We got some awesome awards and stuff like that, but we do a bunch of other stuff on stream. Caleb will explain a little bit more later. But when I'm not doing Mayday, I'm also a game maker. I hang out and troll around Twitter, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
True story.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you here. Thanks for coming on to hang out tonight.
Yeah.
Caleb, tell us a little about you.
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Caleb James Miller. I'm currently the storyteller for Mayday Roleplay over on our Twitch channel, where we're running a Vampire the Masquerade game that I've set up set directly in Las Vegas, which we run on our Twitch channel every other Saturday. And just recently, we had the wildest session I think I've ever been a part of, where every single dice roll went wrong. But so we're recovering from that. I've been DMing and playing for almost a decade now. I love it to death, and Mayday is pushing out a lot of great content for the last 3 years as an actual play platform. We'd love it if you guys get a chance to check it out. And I'm so happy just to be here and talk with you guys. You guys are a great group so far. I'm so glad we got our college freshman ideas ready. Thank you for having me.
Unpaid intern college ideas. Yeah. College freshman ideas. Awesome. All right. I'm excited to have you on too and get to know you a little bit. The next three guests are frequent visitors of the tavern, so no strangers here. Nekala, tell us a little about what you're up to these days.
Hi, I'm Nekala the Druid, and you kind of just find me around producing charity streams that are unnecessarily over the top. And I do that through my newly relaunched Druidcraft Productions. We do have a charity event coming up December 1st through the 10th called the 12 Games of Christmas. It is a 10-day, 12-game holiday event highlighting BIPOC and LGBTQ plus creators, supporting a charity created within the community. And they just sent me their promo, so I'm going to read it. The organization is a nonprofit created by a collection of BIPOC and LGBTQ members of the TTRPG community who are committed to the promotion and uplifting of marginalized communities in the tabletop role-playing game industry through grants and fundraising opportunities. So if you are interested in participating, druidcraftproductions.com is where the interest form sits. But that's me.
It's true. Awesome. And and I got to play in Nekala's last charity event, and it was a lot of fun. And Trevor actually was running the games for that too. So good times all around. David Tilstra, what's up?
Hello. Hi. Not much. Just hanging out.
Okay.
On your show. That's it.
We didn't
No,
bring
just
hot
kidding.
sauce this time. We didn't
No
break
hot
any
sauce.
stools today.
Strong stool. We're good to go. We're good to go. But for those of you who do not know, hello everybody. My name is David Telstra. I'm the Dungeon Master over at From Afar Podcast. We are a bi-weekly D&D actual play podcast that is currently... We're in a bunch of side quests right now. So we're currently doing a bunch of side quests, but normally the crew is looking for the lost city of Atlantis. So it's a hijinks on the high sea. I think Andy said that once, and I thought that was hilarious. Even though we've been out of like the 80 episodes we've had, I think we've had 2 on the pirate ship. So not a whole lot of high seas that happen on this one, but it's fun. We have a good time. We focus on improv and just being friends. When we're not doing that, you can find us over at on Twitch at From Afar Podcast. We do playthrough streams, we do art streams, we do charity streams, we do this last Friday we just did a bunch of Overwatch, and let me tell you, we lost a ton. So if you want to see some very mediocre gameplay, come check us out. So check us out on Twitter. Twitter at From Afar Podcast. I'm at David Telstra. I do voice acting, I do DMing, I do a lot of stuff. So find me, let's be friends. But everyone else here is also awesome, so find them too. And that's how we do it.
It's how we roll. Thanks, David.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Thanks for having me back.
And Trevor.
Hi, I'm Vertrox or Vertrox Nightblood or Trevor, whatever. I'm just I made a system that was used in a charity stream that we did back in August called Weave Racers. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we're going to be releasing that soon.
Soon, TM.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just I'm on Twitter, Vertrox156, and then
Awesome. I'm excited to have you back. I told Trevor he couldn't come back on unless he had his cape on, so
I relented, but I'm not wearing the hood because it makes it really hot.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. All right. Well, if you've never been to Tales from the Tavern before, let me tell you a little about how the stream works. So basically, all of the questions that we talk about come from questions from chat. So if you would like to ask a question of our panel, go ahead and just drop that in chat. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to highlight. You don't have to redeem channel points or anything like that. Just put your question right in chat. I have a moderator who will make sure that we see all of the questions that come through. If you do have some channel points racked up, though, and you would like to spend them, we do have, for 1,000 channel points, we have the Ask My Question Next, which will bump your question up to the next one in the queue. Normally, we go through them in order that they come in, but this will make sure that we get your question asked as soon as we get to the next one. And my cats also would very much like you to know that there are kitty treat channel point redemptions. I did restock the cat treats, so I've got some. And there's one of the cat treats right there, so there you go.
Nicola's cats would also like it?
Yes, yeah, Nicola's cats would also like it, so there you go. All right. The cats are like, oh, what's going on?
Did I do it right?
Okay, so go ahead and if you have questions, like I said, go ahead and drop those in. I think I only have them redeemed twice, and somebody's already redeemed them twice, because
That's
otherwise
why it didn't work.
my cats would get way too many treats every Sunday night.
I think I broke my stream. It's not working. But So yeah,
They would be okay with that, but I would not be okay with that, especially because one of them just went to the vet yesterday, and the vet was like, you might need to think about cutting back a little on how much she eats. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, that would be tough to explain to the vet. No, you don't get it. It's for Twitch.
You don't get it.
we're doing great.
Twitch said I had to.
Twitch made me do it.
Twitch made me do it. All right. So that is where we are starting tonight. And so because we have a few people here that we've never had on the stream before, I'm going to ask the question that I always like to start with. And that is, if you are playing at a physical table with actual dice, do all of your dice need to match?
Yes. I have dedicated sets of dice for specific games I'm playing. And that's how I rule my life.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I think the only circumstance that you can have dice that don't match is if you're the DM, if you're behind the DM screen.
Yeah.
Then you're just grabbing whatever manic pile you have out in front of you.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could come to a game as a player and not have like dice that I curated for the character I'm playing. That's wild. Unless you like design them to be different, I guess. But no, there's got to be a lot of care involved. That's how you harness the luck.
Yeah.
I
I'm
would-
glad
Well, that
there are
probably
people that get
explains
it
why
now.
I'm terrible at rolling because I never match my dice. I don't even know where half them are.
It's to me, it's like I don't know that trend of like younger kids manifesting, like dream walling their universe, right? Like you got to put it out there in the universe, and that starts with the these dice will save me philosophy.
That yeah, when I first came on Tales from the Tavern a couple years ago, my answer was a very vehement yes. And I had specific dice for specific characters and specific dice for specific games. I had DM dice and player dice all over the place. Now, kind of like what you were saying, Caleb, whenever I'm DMing, I'm just like, dice? Where? What? And I'm just like reaching out, like grabbing, like rolling like Monopoly dice and just like whatever numbers I get.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now it's just more of a panic roll than an organization.
Yeah, there are so many like different cogs moving in my head when it comes to DMing that the dice are like the last portion of it, and like you end up doing things like you get to level 10 in D&D, now you're dealing with dragons who are throwing like 8d10 at your players. I'm not gonna go find 8 dice for you to die. Give me the iPad. The iPad will shoot the number at me, and we'll be fine.
Oh no,
good.
but the glory of all of those dice behind the screen and your players just like it's
Right,
beautiful.
yeah.
Special kind
The-
of fear.
I
Clash
did
of
do
the
that.
resin against the desk. I get you.
Ooh.
I did do that to Trevor at one point. I moved my mic down a
remember
little
that.
bit. I dropped 10d10 into my dice tray, and they all went, "No!"
I love a wooden dice tray for that too, because there's like that added clack of all of them coming back down.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
It
funny.
is
It's beautiful.
a well-timed
I have-
role as a DM is a,
I
is a
have
great tool.
some characters that I like to use specific dice sets for, but for the most part, it's like no. I mean, I only play online, but we use physical dice. We're allowed to use physical dice in some of our games because we're not cheaters, so we trust each other. So there's some characters that I'll use like a specific set of dice for, but then usually I have these like big that I have sitting right next to me, these like big D20s that I like to roll, and I have a whole bunch of them from Kraken Dice.
those are gorgeous.
So
Show
I
your
use those.
your dice roller. Do you have your dice roller?
Oh, I don't have. Oh, it's in the other room. Because I took it out for Weave Racers, and then I just haven't been using it since.
Oh no!
I have this dice
to get-
tower that is a 3D printed bear skull that you roll it into like and it comes out the mouth. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What? That's wild.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
get it on break.
I
Yeah, I'll get
Speaking
it
of
on break
dice towers.
for sure.
years ago, my little brother made me this. That's my first D&D character. It was
That's so
dim
cool.
tanks, but it like
Oh,
opens
nice.
up and you like drop the little dice
Oh
down in
yeah.
here.
Oh, that's cool.
Rock.
Oh,
I don't.
that's
I don't
cool.
use this any. I don't really use it anymore because it's like very thin wood, and I have a lot of metal dice, and it just like break through.
Obliterating. Yeah.
Denting it and everything. Yeah.
Comes crashing through.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much anybody who has ever heard me talk about dice on the show knows that all of my dice match, none of them touch each other. Like, they are all in their own containers. The one
sorry,
dice
Luna.
bag that I have that has multiple sets of dice in it is one of those dice bags that has multiple pockets on the inside, so they're still all kept separate
is-
from each other.
This
It's-
is a big horde of
that
dice.
a
I
big
Luna.
can't.
Crown
Oh my god, I
Royal bag?
cannot do that.
Yeah, it's a crown. It's a crown vanilla bag. Yeah.
Yes.
It is, but I do have
Yes.
I do have some of my dice organized. The sets that I really like, I have my dice rack, which is over here, which it's got a bunch of crap around it, so I'm not gonna grab it. But yeah, so I do
It's
have sets that are organized.
Cool as
Oh, my
heck, though.
phone.
It's a spice rack, but
Yeah.
instead of spice,
No.
it's dice.
Nice.
Oh, I get it.
love
It's a
that.
dice
I
rack.
love that.
Yeah.
Though, Trevor.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second.
The Crown Royal really sends a message, though. That thing looked like a weapon. Like,
I know, right?
Let's go.
There we go.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh. Okay, that's sick.
Yeah,
That's
I
very
need
smart.
I need that. I need that
They're
in my
all
life.
color coordinated too.
I love that.
Pretty.
Yep.
What do you have them
Uh,
labeled as?
It's literally just a spice rack. So it's like this one is coriander.
So my question: which one is cinnamon? Which one do you have in the
Yeah,
cinnamon
we gotta
container?
see cinnamon.
Oh, I did actually coordinate it. It's
Oh, very
Oh,
nice, very
hey, there we go.
nice. That's
That was
amazing.
literally only a coincidence. That wasn't on purpose.
The problem,
Oh yeah, chat's like, don't you already have
Go.
one like that started? I do sort of. Like, I have some in spice jars. Like, so it's starting, but I don't have them very well organized yet. And I
Yeah,
only have
see,
4
I-
of them in spice jars right now. Like 4 sets.
I have some in jars, but then I never got a thing to hold them. And then I just tend to not put them back in the jar when I'm done.
y'all are,
Well, right now the ones that I
That's
have in
amazing.
jars are ones that I don't use regularly.
Mm.
And right now, when I actually play and I potentially will use physical dice, I'm playing at a game store, so I don't really want to bring a glass jar of dice with me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's tough.
I just blame my ADHD.
I mean, that's fair.
A great defense mechanism. I know that strategy too. I have just 2 containers that I use. Everything else is just put them wherever the hell they show up. But Eli actually made me this, so it's very convenient that Eli's on here with me. But like blessed it under a full moon and everything, so it's
That's
good
cool.
luck.
That's
And so I
amazing.
always use that when I'm playing. But then when we run our vampire games, the players will know that they screwed up when this thing comes out because it's the elder dice that I use.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I roll in the
amazing.
coffin often.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think the only thing I have like that is I have a special death saves dice that I've only used
Yeah.
once.
It's such a cool little performance aspect
Yeah.
to like make everyone fall into the atmosphere of the moment. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So those little tricks are very fun.
yeah.
Trying to see if I have any cool dice. They're all over there. I'll get them later.
I have they don't really show up well on the stream though, so I'll see if I can get it to do their thing, but I do have a set I have a set of regular dice, and then I have another set of D6s of you can probably see the reflection of it in my flashlight from a flashlight right now, but they're the glow in the dark ones from Chessex.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can't really see it because lighting. But
have a
yeah,
couple
so they
sets
kind
of
of look like
glow-in-the-dark
there's little
dice.
stars on the inside of them. That's how they glow in the dark, which is really
That's
cool.
great.
So yes, that's a UV
Wonderful.
flashlight that I have specifically for charging my glow in the dark dice.
I feel like
Don't judge
people
me.
were sitting,
Nice.
or we're like sitting back at like big dice company, like, man, what are we gonna do to sell these dice? And then Gary Gygax is like, I got you.
Got you.
And now I was hanging out with one of my friends' dads the other day, and we started talking about something, and I think we were playing poker or something. I rolled dice and I got all whatever. No, we weren't playing. Whatever we were playing, I was rolling dice, and I rolled really high. And he's like, "Wow, that's amazing." I was like, "Oh, I practice. I collect dice." He's like, "No, you don't." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Why would anyone collect dice?" I'm like, "Wow, we are in different
'Cause
realms,
I'm
my
a
friend."
fucking nerd.
I like brought him down on my dice bags. And he like could not understand. He's like, "What? Why do you have so many dice?
Why do you not?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?" For
Yeah. What's
intimidation
your
didn't
problem,
work.
sir?
Right? This is normal in my social circle,
Yeah, it's expected.
right?
It's expected. Yeah.
Considered weird if you don't.
Yeah.
That's a funny point actually, because I feel like it is sort of weirdly expected. Like, oh yeah, everyone's kind of a dice goblin. Everybody gets dice. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like a DM. And I just brought up dice. They're like, yeah, I just have one set. I'm like,
Never.
what? How do you only have
Give it
one
time.
set?
Give it time.
You don't
Yeah,
even
they-
have like friends or family that kind of vicariously understand that you have a hobby that will gift you dice for like
Yeah,
Christmases
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
birthdays. Nobody. You only
Like
got
it.
one dice set. That's impossible.
It was very strange.
I'd have to like actively work to not receive more dice.
Yeah.
I had to laugh. So I know I've told this story before, but I had a set of dice that were like, they had like gold glitter in them. And so a friend of mine who was just getting into TTRPGs, didn't have any dice, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'll get some someday. He wasn't actively playing. He was just kind of interested in the hobby. And so I sent him a set for Christmas, and no, for his birthday. I'm sorry. His birthday was in the fall. So I sent him a set for his birthday and was like, here you go. And so it was this, gold glittery set. And I was like, I don't use these anymore, so you're welcome to have them. Like, roll well and prosper, that kind of thing. And that year for Christmas in a gift swap, I ended up with my first set of metal dice. And I was like, well, the dice gods have spoken. Like,
at my previous job, the last Christmas that I was there, we ended up doing, our department had grown so big, we decided to do Secret Santa instead of just getting everybody small gifts. And we had to fill out the little form, and I literally wrote dice on there because I was like, nobody's going to know what any of my other interests are. So I'm just going to write a set of dice, Kraken or dieharddice.com. And they ended up buying me Exploding Kittens.
That's a fun game.
It's a good compromise.
Oh no, it's a great. I love it. I'm super, but I was like, I'm gonna be a nerd and write dice on the Secret Santa.
I feel like a lot of times, for people who aren't as dice focused as we are, like, oh, okay, whatever. It can't be that much, like $5-10. And then you go to Kraken or Die Hard, and it's like
level up
$80, $140. What the hell kind of dice are
right?
these?
Yeah,
you can get acrylic dice for a decent price.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yes,
you can get dice for like $5, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
you can get really, really nice dice for a lot of goddamn money.
Really nice dice.
I am waiting for, because I love ice cream dice.
Yeah, his stuff is really cool.
Their pints keep selling out. They have pints of random dice, and they
Yeah.
keep selling out. And they never got one, and I want one so bad. But I have literally all their other dice.
So this will be the last thing I say about dice. This is my favorite
Oh,
set
wow.
that I own. It won't be the last thing, yeah. But Robbie, Robbie from what is he on
Dungeon
Twitter?
Initiative.
Robbie from Dungeon Initiative.
Oh, yeah.
He makes things, and he made this dice box, and it's got words and the compass on it and stuff. But
that's so cool.
but then you open it up, and I'll see if I can get him out. You put all this stuff on the inside, and each dice. So the main idea for the From Afar story is the characters are trying to find these 7 different gem folks. So Robbie actually knows most about my story than anyone else, because I had to tell him, because he made dice that matched each of the main villains in the story.
So awesome.
Oh
So,
my god!
Yeah, so this is one of the main villains. She's a prism, and then we have there's an amethyst one they're gonna fight pretty soon, and just I love this set of dice. I've never really got to use them because I'm I must protect these at all costs.
Oh
But,
my god,
yeah.
Robbie's so amazing.
Everyone go follow Robbie. Robbie's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's rocking.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's very cool. All right, let's see. So Jim is in chat, the Dimpire, for those of you that know him, and he would like to know, what are your IRL god stat and dump stats? I love when he asks this question.
It's such a great question.
Okay. I am charisma all the way. Immediately, I think that would be just about anyone who knows me's answer. My dump stat has always been wisdom. I've got no common sense whatsoever. Fucking ever. I cannot be trusted with anything. So definitely charisma and wisdom for dumb. Yeah.
God, I feel like we're the opposite, because I was about to say charisma's my dumps. But probably wisdom is my god stat.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Two
that's why
sides
we're
of the same spectrum, Yeah.
I think, as per our conversation earlier in the green room, I think dexterity might be my dump stat. For
That damn stool.
this fucking stool, man. Caught me off
Things
guard.
you break.
breaks so I'm like constantly tripping and stumbling and like running into things. But hey, what's up, Patch? Godstat? Yeah,
Hi,
probably
Patch.
in their charisma. Maybe. No, it's that. I mean, I don't know if I would say Godstat, but it's the high. It's at least a 10. It's at least a average right there. Everything else is very negative.
I personally feel like.
Go ahead.
I personally feel like my God stat is wisdom, but everybody tells me it's charisma, and I don't see it. But I don't freaking know.
Welcome to the club.
My dump stat 100% strength. I am a little weak beep. I can't do nothing. Little weak beep.
I think for me it's either Constitution or Strength for God's stat. Probably Constitution, and then dump stat is probably Charisma.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I agree.
Hey, Stag says that your top stat is Charisma.
Yeah, the chat's already
Stag
coming.
just
Yeah,
See,
absolutely.
That's
What's up,
the
Stag?
thing.
See?
But I don't. I agree. Okay, cool.
You bring people together. That's total
I
charisma right
do,
there.
but like
That's
I
what
don't.
it is.
I have the same problem, Nicola. Like, everybody's always like, oh yeah, you're definitely charisma. And I'm like, no, I'm not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't put that on me.
Right?
Don't want
Curse
that
me
power.
with
Can't own
Ah.
that.
Won't like me when I'm charismatic.
My dump stat, I often say is intelligence.
Oh,
But my god stat, I would usually think of as, well, I really vary on this one, but I might go with Constitution, because like I have a really phenomenally high pain threshold, like probably unhealthily high. Like I tore my ACL several years ago, and the doctor couldn't figure out why I wasn't like I toured Chicago to like the day that I tore my ACL. Like on foot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And like was like, yeah, I was a little bit sore, but you know, whatever. And then when they finally did the MRI, they were like, oh yeah, you have a torn ACL, you sprained your MCL, and you have a bone bruise. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I don't know how you're not like screaming in pain all the time.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's
It's a
wild.
little bit sore. I just took some ibuprofen.
Hey,
and
that's
I'm
exactly
fine.
what I did.
Yeah.
Put some dirt in it. I'm fine.
I feel
Some
like
dirt in it.
Constitution is my perfect 10 because I'm a chronic spoonie. I got chronic illnesses and a high pain tolerance from daily pain. But I can literally eat anything. Like it is so rare. And I say this, Trevor, knowing that I did just get sick a couple weeks ago from eating.
Oh no.
But like I rarely get like food poisoning, and like I rarely have like bad problems with digestion and eating and stuff like that. So strong in that, and a high pain tolerance. But man, I got, you know, weakness all around me.
I might want to change. Constitution might be up there for me because your story reminded me of something that I broke my leg once when I was playing soccer, and then like I just walked on it for like a month after that. And my mom was like, "Why are you still limping?" I was like, "I don't know." And we went and got an X-ray. They're like, "Your leg is absolutely broken," and I was like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I broke my foot one time and did the same thing. I walked around on it for a couple of days and was like, I should probably get it x-rayed. It's kind of bruised and
Super swollen
yeah,
and
it's
very
wicked
broken.
swollen. But I can still put my sneakers on, so it's okay.
You guys are X-Men. I get a cold.
What is
and
even
I'm
happening right
like-
now?
Yeah.
Superhuman. Superhuman.
Crazy.
I think it's mostly I'm just really lazy and very out of touch with my body. So
Which is a superpower.
Yeah, it's not a story that I share very often. But
Dissociation, man.
when I gave birth to my teenager, it was all natural, no medication, no epidural, nothing.
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow.
Hat is off.
So
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah.
Yeah, Constitution for you, Luna. Like twice over.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that was
You do.
yeah. All right. Okay. Bumbling Rose, going back to dice.
Bumbling
I have a
Rose.
friend who makes dice. Have any of you tried that?
Here you
Or
go.
do any of you make 3D scenery or figurines or that sort of thing? No.
None of those, but our regular DM makes dice. Dev, he makes dice and makes all kinds of stuff. He makes props. He's made items that exist in his world. And yeah, he's a crazy talented artist. But
Second.
I don't.
Trevor has bought like uninked and just like raw dice and has
Oh,
inked
yeah,
and
that's true.
sanded and done all that stuff.
That's pretty
Give
cool.
yourself a little credit.
That's true. Yeah.
I like years ago did resin tests and tried desperately to learn that craft, but I always had the dice that you put them in the salted water, and they desperately fail every test you try and give them. So they were very pretty, but they were completely uneven, so I gave that up. If I'm ever playing like Call of Cthulhu or anything like that, I really love in-person props. So I'll write letters. I'll try and recreate telegrams, anything like that to make the table feel more immersed. But outside of that, the biggest thing I've ever done is I build I carpenter, I guess is the word, game tables for my dad,
cool.
who's been playing since like first edition. I made him like a full fold out
Whoa.
game table. Yeah, it
Do
was
you
a lot
have
of fun.
pictures of this? Because I want to see it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Ooh, I do.
That's
Let me see if I
amazing.
can find it. Yeah.
I like how you were like, no, I don't mess around with dice, but I did
Yeah.
make a table. Like,
I made a
whoa.
whole ass table though. That's not a big
Wow.
deal.
Hey. If anybody ever tells you that a theater degree does nothing for you, let them know.
You can build a
Occasionally
table.
You build tables. Yeah. Let me see if I can
Sorry, are
find
you
it.
qualified to build? Oh, you have a theater degree. Never mind. Yes, please
Yeah,
build this
never
table.
By all means, proceed.
That's
I
really
have
cool.
I don't have the patience to make dice or resin or anything like that, but I freaking love paper crafts, any kind of paper crafts, any kind of stuff like that. And I haven't gotten to play in person very much to use any of the token things that I've bought and have the little things to set up. If anybody else likes paper crafts, you should check out Papelkami because Mal is amazing.
Yeah.
Mal is awesome.
But yeah, I just freaking love paper, and so it's that immersive experience, like writing letters or
Yeah.
or doing that kind of. I love to do that kind of stuff. I just need
That's-
to play in person.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Yeah, I've always been enamored by the idea of making dice. I just don't have. I've just never done it. I've painted a few minis and stuff, but yeah, I'm like Caleb and Nicola. I'm definitely more here, you're in Avernus now. Everybody eats flaming hot chips or whatever. But just more prop based stuff. I did make one. One of my players in one game had like a scrap of leather with like a branded symbol on it, and I made that once, and that was pretty cool. But I feel like that's fairly easy. It was just a piece of leather with some hot metal. Yeah, that mostly just prop stuff for at the table games on my end.
I mean, I got hyper fixated with making dice at the start of the year. I was wanting to make it, and I literally bought molds, but then I never followed through with it. So now I just have a box of just dice molds.
That's why I absolutely will not allow myself to buy
and
just
a
relatable.
dream.
That is
That's it.
relatable.
But I'm
That's,
also I'm also a super low tech person when it comes to making games. I just trace maps out onto wrapping paper on the back of wrapping paper, and I use quarters
nice.
and bottle caps for enemies
I don't know that.
and Legos.
Yeah, when I first started playing D&D, that's what our minis were. They were here's a penny and an extra D6 that no one's using, and the little figurines from the Red Rose tea boxes.
Yeah,
Those make
I use
great
little
minis.
Legos.
Yeah, Legos.
Person, pick one.
Yeah.
Your question is, do you then reuse the wrapping paper to then wrap presents, and then somebody opens their present, they're like, "Why is this map on the inside of this?"
No, but she's going to now.
Sounds like the start of a very cool adventure.
Right?
Oh my gosh. You made that?
There's a
Holy
treasure map
crap.
on the inside of this wrapping paper. Weird. Guess you have to play D&D to
Baller.
find out where it goes.
Holy
Tune in
crap,
next
that
time.
table's amazing.
That's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate
What?
that. Yeah.
Is that a TV
think-
screen?
Yeah. So it's a 40-inch
My
TV in
God.
the center of it in case you want to digital the maps.
That's
What?
wonderful.
D&D
Oh
is
my
like the only game I'll do this sort of stuff for because I really like the visualization because it becomes like a real technical game. So I wanted him to have that. He's been playing since he was since first edition came out.
Wow.
And so I
Wow.
was like, you know what, old man, you're getting upgraded one year. And,
So for anybody who wants to see what we're talking about, I'm dropping the pictures in my Discord server so people can see
Yeah.
them.
That's amazing.
That's
well
freaking
done.
amazing.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
That is one thing I saw a tutorial or like a guide on like how to build like a really cheap gaming table. That is something I've wanted to try and I've always been afraid to, but now that I see this I might give her a shot and see what happens.
if you're ever interested, I still have the plans to this bad boy. I
Really?
can send it over. Yeah, I think the build overall cost me like $300
That's
to put it all together.
so good.
That's minus the
you?
TV, but yeah.
could you send it to Trevor? I'm gonna have Trevor make it. For you.
Absolutely.
That would be
I'll
awesome.
just send it
Thank
to
you
my
so
dad
much.
because my dad does like random craft things all the time, and I'll be like, "Hey, you want to make this table with me?"
So
That's
it's
so
a way
cool.
easier build than it looks. It's just the having the miter saw on hand and some of the tools that go into it. But
I don't know what
That's
a miter saw
amazing.
is, but Google
Neither do
does.
I.
it's the big up and down rolly one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Now, big up and down rolly one. Got it.
Chat
On
wants
the
to know
same
how
page.
big the TV is in that.
I think it was a 40-inch TV if I
That's-
remember correctly. It's between 40 and 50. It was on sale. It was like Thanksgiving prices, so I think I paid like $200 for a 40-inch or a 50-inch.
Not bad, not bad.
That's awesome.
Wow.
What I like about it is like the borders of it are big enough to actually like put something on or lean up on, because I've seen a couple of these
Yeah.
just so little thin.
And you're like trapped. Yeah. And I
What do I
made
do?
these little like fold-out leaves because one thing I use my laptop at the table, which he abhors because he's an old grognard, but I still do it. So I was trying to think of me in the motion of it. So they have these little pull-out leaves for the.
Wow, that's
laptop and
wonderful.
everything, Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Yeah, send those over. I would love to take a look at those plans.
Um,
Will I build it? I don't know, but I want to take a look.
I got you covered.
Thanks,
That's
man.
awesome.
speaking of making dice, Trevor mentioned that our DM Dev makes dice, does that. He made a set for Weave Racers, and it just popped into my head that he made Trevor a set that has a cabbage in it. Because
Trevor's just nodding. Yeah.
it's like, yep, this makes sense. Within like 2 sessions, the first 2 sessions of our main campaign that we play together, Trevor's character went to like guards were shooting at us as we had like hijacked a cabbage cart and we're like trying to flee the city because like that's what you do. Trevor's character, who is a big bear named Bearsley, I think he's talked about Bearsley a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Threw
Great name.
a cabbage at some guards and managed to take out like 3 guards because he rolled a nat 20. So Dev
Whoa.
made
They were on the top of a bell tower, and it knocked 3 dudes off and killed them all with a single
cabbage.
cabbage.
so they're like they look like they're made of honey, and they have a little cabbage in the middle, and they're
That's
just like
wonderful.
coolest-
That is so
coolest
cool.
freaking-
Well, he also did
So
make
cool.
Bearsley more recently got a great sword that is
Too
basically
dangerous.
cut through time, and he erased a man from history by nat 20 with it, 20ing with it. And he made D6s since the damage die for a great sword is 2d6s. He made D6s that are shaped like a sword. Yeah, I'd have to go and find the picture for it. But they're cool. I haven't gotten them yet, but they're awesome.
Dev is literally the
rockin'.
coolest.
Oh yeah, Dev
Bearsley,
is
the time-killing bear. That's incredible.
Baron Bearsley Brown Fur of Barrington.
Wow. Yes.
Incredible.
Yes. More of that. It's one of the things I love about this ding dang community. There's just so much ridiculous creativity, like dice making, table making, sword D6s, Baron Bearsley Brownington of Bareford, whatever you just said. Like, that's wonderful.
Brownington. I love
Brownington.
this.
Okay.
No, it's Barrington, but you said Brownington. And I love that part.
Yeah, it's so much creativity. I love it.
I don't do anything like I knit. So I've knit a lot of dice bags. I knit a dice bag actually that David gave away on one of his charity streams one time, so that was fun.
I think Jim got that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Jim, did you get that?
Keone got it.
Keone, that's right.
Yep, Keone got it. So yeah, so that was cool. That was fun to make. Because I did it custom for Keone, so Keone was able to pick the colors and everything. So
that's so cool.
That was fun. And I think I went all out and even bought him some dice to put in it too. So, and
so kind.
A couple years ago, I haven't really done it since, but I really should because Jim says he loves it and uses it when we play. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And one time I took, so I sort of dabble, I'm a hobbyist photographer, very hobbyist photographer. And so one time I took a bunch of minis outside and was working on I used it as both photo editing practice, but also some practice on forced perspective. And so I set up a couple of my minis to be having a battle with a dragon and then went in and edited out all the stands and everything. So that was kind of fun.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that was fun. I should really do that again.
Yeah.
You also just knitted the cutest hat for Shannon's baby.
It's true. It's sitting right
Well,
here
you-
because I just finished the blanket for Shannon's baby today.
So cute.
It's a little acorn.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
Yeah, I'm literally, I just finished the blanket today. It's sitting like right over there. I'm in the process of taking it off the needles. Well, not right literally this second, but that's what I'll be doing again when the stream is over. So, yeah.
That's so cool. Wow, there's so much cool stuff.
I know. We have very, very talented people in this community. It always never ceases to amaze.
I just posted the sword D6s in the.
Those are very cool.
Those
Oh
are
my
cool.
goodness.
Yeah.
Those are really neat.
That is so great.
Okay, let's see. So, the next question that we have came in from Patch. And Patch says, Patch, you're in luck. This was not asked yet. Patch would like to know, who is someone you want to play a game with, either famous or in the community?
Oh, good.
My answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone I want to fucking play TTRPGs with.
That's a tough one. There's so many people.
Yeah.
My current goal right now is to play TTRPGs with all the people that I know are going to PAX Unplugged.
Oh, there you go.
That's a really good one.
So this question was asked the last time I was on, and my answer then was, and it still is my answer. If you guys have ever watched Kit Boga before, he messes with scammers.
Yes.
But his ability to on the fly just create a narrative out of nowhere, I think he'd be an incredible DM. He's also hilarious, so I think he'd be fun to play D&D with.
That's awesome. I feel like last time I was here when this question was asked, I think my answer is going to change because at that point I was watching a lot of Murder, She Wrote. And I thought
I just
Jessica
rewatched
Fletcher
that whole
would be
series
really,
not long ago.
really cool. It's so good.
So good.
Like every time the cops are like, "No, I don't think so, Jessica." Like, how do you doubt this person?
Right.
But I think they would be really cool. Or Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher would be top tier. But I think, let's see, probably either Brandon Sanderson, I think would be really cool. Or like, I think I've said this every time, I feel like Dwayne The Rock Johnson would be very fun to play D&D. Very fun.
That is an incredible choice. That's a good one.
I have a ton, a whole list, but after Luna randomly inspired me after she was able to get B. Dave Walters on Tails, have just started randomly messaging them. The one that is new to the list, and it is because Trevor got me obsessed with Gravity Falls and Owl House
Mm.
is that I would love to play with Alex Hirsch,
Yes.
the creators of
Oh,
those.
Alex Hirsch
That is a wonderful answer.
and
That
Dana
would be-
Terrace would be fun. Yeah.
Yes.
And judging from
The-
those shows, he's definitely a player. Like
Oh.
he had to have been at some tables. Like
It's so.
Oh, I know who
would
my two are.
die.
It just came to me. So one of these people has previously been a guest on Tales, but Mark Meir.
Ooh,
Mark Meir
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah.
incredible.
And apparently, I learned through Mark Meir the night that he was on that somebody that he has played with before, Colin Mockery.
oh, that would
Yes.
be. Oh my god.
Cool.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, Mockery. Would be
Done.
great.
I love Colin Mockery.
Yeah.
Oh
There's
my God.
two.
Oh my God.
I'd have to dig up the links, like they're buried somewhere in a chat. But there are two links where Mark Meir was the DM and Colin Mockery was a player, and the videos are on YouTube.
What?
That sounds like chaos.
Canadians coming together. I love that. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
think,
add him to the list on my charity stream list.
there you
Nice.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, like one dream, especially when we were like getting the vampire game together, was inviting Jason Carl and Justin Achille to a table. I mean, as them for being such huge creatives in the vampire sphere, that's like end game for me. But two bigger asks would I think Neil Gaiman would be incredible.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
table.
Yes.
And I would love to run some horror for David Lynch.
Ooh.
To have him sit across from my table, that'd be incredible. So those be my two huge asks.
There was one more I forgot. I was talking to my little brother who plays on From Afar podcast. I was like, who would you want? Like, well, let's just like shoot out some like wild like tweets here. Who do you want to get? And he said Jermaine Clement, but as the vampire in What We Do in the Shadows. And I was like, yes, yes, let's do that.
Incredible.
Okay, now we got to add Matt Berry in there though.
Matt Berry.
Matt Berry would be amazing.
Matt Berry. Incredible.
I feel like this list always ends up super long, and I love it because I'm always like, oh yeah, that person would be. Oh yeah, them too. That would be. Yeah.
So good.
All right, let's see.
It's such a fun. Oh, sorry, go back.
No, I was going to say question from Jason, who would like to know if you could play any species that doesn't exist as a playable species in your favorite game, what would it be? And then he went on to add, you can make one up if you want.
Literally anything goes with devs, so I can be like, hey, I want to be a ghost that it like possesses a shirt. And Dev is like, cool, how does that work?
Okay, like it's funny, but also it happened that in one of the one shots we played, somebody played a like possessed hat.
Sentient
Named
evil
Cool Guy Hat.
Name cool guy name.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that would we were in that game. Yeah.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
when's
Dev will
Aaron gonna
roll with anything. He's like, how are we gonna make this work? Like he wants to just go with the craziness, you know, in his world. So literally anything goes. So I guess the question is kind of just like, I play a ghost in our Curse of Strahd game right now, but Dev isn't running that one. He's a player.
Nice.
I want to, because I have this character and I want this character to exist, but I never took the time to create the ancestry stats for a Quokka. Because I would love to play a Quokka. I've played all the others. I got the raccoon. I got the pseudo dragon. I like to play small creatures, and I want a Quokka. So somebody stat me out a Quokka, and I can play
There
it.
you go.
Druid, of course.
Of course.
I always thought that it would be really interesting if someone ran a game in Forgotten Realms where every character was playing one of the gods of the pantheon. And it was sort of a god's tale. So that's on my list. And then if we're talking games that don't even necessarily really exist, I've always wanted to play a Turian on a Mass Effect stream. Yes. Like that's end game as well for me. So those.
Okay,
those
so I
two
have
come
to
to mind.
ask, if you play a Turian, are you going to brag about your reach and flexibility?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Every other
Hell yeah.
line, I'm going to be talking about my calibrations. Are you
Yes.
kidding me? I'm ready. And once you romance me, I'm done talking to you for the rest of the game.
Right.
We're done.
Check that box. Here we go.
I will see you the night before we all die, and that is it.
Oh, I'm so glad I've never romanced Turian in that game. Like, I can't. He's my space bro.
My
Yeah,
space
that's
bro.
fair.
I don't know if this. I mean, this isn't really a race, and they kind of already have this. And like, if we're just going like D&D style here, but I think wow, the name just totally left my brain. What are like the underwater shahwagan?
Oh, yeah.
Them, but I feel like them, but like Street Sharks version, like old like rollerblading, just like shark head,
Shark
muscular
head.
teenagers. Like, I think that'd
It's
be
incredible.
very fun and very confusing for a lot of people around Faerun. Just like, whoa, what are you doing up here? I can't think of like I've had an idea for a starfish race that would be funny, but I don't know how it would work. It's mostly just
Full on.
regeneration.
All I can
Starro,
picture is
that's
the starfish from
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
Mhm. Today's the day. That'd be fun. It's a good question.
I know.
Yeah, great.
That's a very good question.
I also feel like recently there's been just like a pretty big, like, I don't know what to say influx, but I feel like there's been a lot of like more unique race options and more like diverse, instead of just like here's your classic elves, dwarves, humans, whatever. There's just like so much more now. And I feel like that's cool. Like just a little more.
Well, and also
options.
not locking you into basically, hey, you're probably going to be better at this class if you're also this race,
That's
which
true.
that's also
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, I do like that.
But and especially that too, like with there being a lot more options. Like now, every like all of the different lineages or whatever they're calling them now, you actually have a
Yeah.
creature type. So certain
I-
spells won't work on a plasmoid because it's
Mhm.
not a humanoid; it's an ooze.
Mhm.
I love that shift too that Tasha introduced of this idea of being, well, what if we weren't really concerned about your race? We were concerned about your lineage, and
Yeah.
maybe race falls into that, but the idea of being, haunted ones and you're hexed by a witch or whatever it might be, that to me felt really compelling to telling new stories, because now you don't have to play by any sort of boundary that
Yeah.
you can tell something that starts from the jump. I really like that.
Yeah, and I think it allows just for so much more creativity of like, yeah, you can be like a Goliath and historically it's like, okay, you're probably going to be a barbarian or a fighter.
Right.
Yeah.
But like now
Yeah.
you can be like, oh, I'm a wizard Goliath. Like that's, ooh, I want to hear that person's story. Tell me about
Yeah.
them.
No kidding.
I think it's very fun. Very smart move on their end.
I think that on Shard Tabletop, I bought a
Ooh, Shard tabletop. You said?
like a thing that allows you to make a custom lineage.
Yeah.
And so you can pick your things and then pick a set of feats or something. I think that exists because I think I used it for a character recently.
Mhm. Well, I know you can. It is pretty easy to make custom lineages on Shard. There, Shard's pretty great. For those of you who don't know, use Shard. It's wonderful.
Ginny D just did a whole video about it.
She did.
She did. Shard's amazing. Y'all can't see because it's a black cat and a brown chair in the dark, but Penelope is here.
Hi,
Hello,
Penelope.
She has
Also-
decided that it is time for cuddles.
Eli,
Yes.
is that a puppy behind you? I've been meaning to ask that all.
I've been meaning to say that the
gosh.
whole time too.
This
So
is
cute.
this is the hippo. This is my puppy.
The resident Mayday hippo.
I
Yeah.
love them.
I specifically keep my camera here just so that whenever
Oh,
she decides to
perfect.
jump up and sleep,
We have a clip from Vegas by Night that is exclusively Kira snoring for like a minute
Oh,
and a half.
oh, like a lawnmower, like so loud. I didn't realize it was like.
We had to stop and ask if that was Kira. We had no idea what was happening. It was great.
like this low rumble just going through while we're in the middle of something.
She looks very peaceful right now, and I wish I could
Yeah.
sleep like that. That looks very, very
She'll sleep
comfy.
anywhere. Like, I just send constantly just pictures to everybody, and it's usually 95% of the time her sprawled out in some way, shape, or form, just contently asleep.
Wonderful.
She's become like half of our emotes are just close-ups.
I love it.
That's so good. Man.
Yeah. I ended up with an emote of my cat Molly because she makes frequent appearances on stream. So
So good.
I have joked frequently that I think I'm invited to streams specifically for Hank, which is the other cat that was here, because everybody's so obsessed with Hank. Except he ran away because Penelope's here.
Penelope. Good cats. Very good. Very good.
well, this is probably a good place for us to pause and take a break. So we are going to do that. Chat, keep the words coming. In case you haven't figured it out, we're playing a little game of Mad Libs, and I will read everything that you guys have come up with at the end of the stream. So keep an eye out on that. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Give everyone a chance to stretch, refill drinks, free the pee, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Bye, chat. Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you.
The room glows up, its light getting brighter and brighter. A moment later, it fades away and you find yourself in a different environment. The air you breathe feels empty. Faith Reborn is a 5th edition adventure that leads your group into a post-apocalyptic land to save a dying man. Faith Reborn. Get your copy now on Roll20 and DriveThruRPG.
And we are back. Hope you all had a good break. I know we did. We were showing off cats to each other, and then Trevor was showing off his bear skull dice tower that he was talking about earlier. It's the coolest thing ever.
Very cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
So it was a present. Show everybody how it works because it's neat.
It is
Okay.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I had these big D20s from Kraken Dice, right? Because if I use small dice, this is what happens. Oh, sure. Of course, it works normally now. Normally, they get yeeted across the room. But with these big ones, they do not. They stay within the mouth. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I really wanted to see it get yeeted across the room. That would have been good.
It is quite funny. I've seen it multiple times.
yeah, yep.
Oh,
Sometimes
goodness.
he even remembers to pick the dice back up later.
Nice.
Yeah, let's tell everyone that.
Oh boy, there's a
Let's
story
say that
here,
that's
and we
the
need
case.
to know it.
Let's say that that's the case.
As long as they're not the D4s, you're probably
How
fine.
many dice on my floor that I can see right now? Okay, there's just one. There's just one
Just
right
one
now.
right now.
That is more than there should be, though. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
The last time I went over there, I found a D8 he had been missing for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah.
I just started looking around, seeing if I have any dice on the floor. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's the story of my life. Is every house guest ends up finding some dice in my couch.
Matt said in chat, once it hits the floor, it's the cats.
See, I don't own a cat, so
After giving Trevor so much crap, I will admit there's a D8 on the floor that the cats play with.
I actually have a couple of 3D printed D20 cat toys that I got from a friend of mine.
Nice.
what?
Yeah, she 3D printed some D20s, but they don't have numbers on them or anything. So, yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's amazing.
I'll have to see if she could print some more and put them back on her Etsy shop. So,
Yeah, I will buy them. Not that I don't already have too many cat toys because I spoil
there's no
them.
such thing. Cats are precious babies and deserve to be treated as such.
Exactly.
Put little holes in it and then hollow it out and then put catnip in it.
Aw.
Oh, that would be good.
All right, let's see. So, diving back into the questions. So the next one that we got actually came from Matt, Dungeon Glitch in chat. And he says, I think everyone here has a show, right? So favorite memories in the process.
That's a great question.
It is a good question.
I don't have a show, but I guessed it on Backwater Bastards. That was pretty fun. Of course, because Backwater Bastards can never do a one shot. I was on 2 episodes. So-
I'm trying to think.
I have multiple. Trevor, you definitely have a favorite. It's the piss bomb.
oh yeah, that's true. The piss
At
bomb
the-
was pretty fun.
At the end of Weave Racers, the weekend-long tournament stream, they were just the finale round. People were just going crazy and doing weird things, and they had one player had some special items, and they decided to put them all together with the body of Trevor's the NPC Trevor plays. Put them all together and throw them to the beginning, to like the first place person, to try and like knock them out of first place, and it became colloquially known as the piss bomb.
Because the character's name is Professor Pissage, so you kind of need that context.
Still one of the best names of all time.
Yeah.
Professor Pandemonium Percival Pissage. I like alliteration, if you haven't been able to tell yet.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to catch on for sure.
Yeah, because then he also plays a character called Baldbeard the Belligerent. And,
Love it.
personally, me, I am part of the Good Better Quest family, and was part of their side quest adventure. It's an Off-Worlders game, and if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's fantastic. But my favorite moment was at the end, and my character had run away from her family because her family was like high-ranking officials and overbearing, and like sheltered her. So she left, and then completed this adventure, and then they come back, and they Nolan does this whole thing where he's like, where my character's mother was telling me how proud of me how proud of me they were, and I was like, parental validation's the best part of role playing.
Where's the lie, though?
The best part
Right?
No kidding. Yeah. Oh man, that's incredible.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the question is to process, which I mean, I'll go with a behind the scenes, and then I'll give a small little in character one. But we had this moment, I think, a year out after we had just finished out the full recordings of Doomed to Repeat, our first campaign, and it was born out of this group that was like originally off of this paid gig advertising website where a bunch of actors came together, and we thought we were gonna start this whole actual play, right? We ended up like splinter grouping from that because the project was so toxic for most of us. But it was a year past all of that, and we were looking back on, 12 episodes of something we were so fucking proud of, like so unbelievably in love with, and we all got together at one of our players' apartments, and we spent the whole night just drinking to the show and celebrating what we had done, and I think that moment for the process is like the breath that you take immediately after everything it took to get there. And I'm sure Eli can attest to that. Eli, who plays with us and then does all of our sound producing at an incredibly processed, like incredibly artistic production.
Yeah.
Like it's the moment immediately after that you sit back and go like, wow, we decided one day that we loved each other enough to make what we do greater and seen by more. And it's worth doing. And it was just a moment where the whole night we were talking about how crazy this year's been. And I think about it all the time. And we do it every year now, but it was a great little moment. And then in character, very quick, but Eli runs a D&D game for us in a world called Ashoka, that is based off an island community that's fractured across this great big ocean, and we immediately came up with this idea that no matter what we were going to do, as soon as we got in a boat that was going across this vast ocean, we were going to find the first opportunity we had to Fast and the Furious drift the boat the best that we could. So there's this episode about 4 episodes into the season where we finally get caught in a storm, and there's this massive wave coming towards us, and it took like 6 different actions around the whole table to twist the boat up and drift it Fast and Furious style across this giant wave. Such a great little moment. I think about that one all the time.
Man, that's super cool.
I love that.
Wow, that's a very heartwarming, a cool perspective of like just like that breath afterwards. I like that a lot.
There's like, it's so underrated because when you're in it, you think that's why you do it, right? But it's always when the session is over that I'm like, oh god, wow, I love doing this. Like,
I think that's something that we don't talk about a whole lot. Is like, because there is so much work that goes into all these shows just across the board, like streams and podcasts and charity events, like, and just like that moment of like, oh hell yeah, I just did that. Like that is, or we just did that. Like that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, totally agreed.
That is my favorite feeling. I don't even think about it that often, except now that I'm like, oh, I do remember that. The 2 biggest streams that I've run, Weave Racers and Bangamins. Like the second we went off, they were entire weekend long events of like 14, 15 hours of gaming. And like as soon as we end the stream, I'm just like, I'm gonna go to bed right now. And like, I'm sleeping so dang good because I am just so like at peace. Like we did it, we completed it, people enjoyed it, people saw it. And like, that is just the best sleep you'll ever get in your life.
It's so fulfilling.
I rewarded myself with Taco Bell the night
Yes.
I finished the Weave Racers stream to bring it back to Taco Bell.
Yes.
I did too. I remember that. I did too.
Tacos from the tavern.
Tacos from the tavern.
I drove to Taco
TTRPG
Bell
has
still.
that,
Yeah.
I drove to Taco Bell still in the shirt, like, cause like I had like a kind of fancy shirt that I was wearing for Pizza. I didn't wear the full cloak because I wasn't gonna walk out of my apartment in this full cloak, and people would be like,
should
"Who
have.
the fuck is this guy?"
I mean, come on.
I was wearing the shirt though, but yeah.
That's awesome. You did such a good job with that. Both of you, Nicola and Trevor, both of you did.
That was a lot.
Weave Racers was amazing.
That was a lot.
I think for the question of what was it? Something about process. What's something you learn in the process?
Love in the process. Your favorite
Love in the
part.
process. Yeah, I think for me, like, and I think I've said this before, it's when we started from afar, like we've made jokes where like, if our moms listen, that'll be all we ask for. And like, to this day, they still haven't listened, which is, I guess, a failure on one respect. But
I'm sorry to laugh, but that's really funny.
No, it's fine. Like my mom, it's very cute. She'll always be like, "Oh my gosh, how's the podcast going?" I'm like, "It's fine." She's like, "I've listened." I'm like, "You have you?" She's like, "Yeah, you
like 5 minutes.
You've done that thing. I just don't get it." I'm like, "That's fine. I'm not asking for you to think. I appreciate it, but yeah." But I think
Just don't lie to me about listening to it. That's the thing.
It's fine. Yeah. I appreciate the support you're trying to give. But I think just like the not unintended, the absolute unexpected and amazing community that is like, just like, when we first started this, literally all I knew was like Critical Role, Adventure Zone, and like a little bit of Dimension 20. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then we started like doing this, and there is just so much love and support and just amazing people in this community that like just literally zero idea about. And like they're like, we talk to most of you all like every single day, and it's just like that would not have happened without like these games and these shows. And it's just, I think, like, I know that's not really part of the process, but like, just like I said, that unexpected like family that has kind of become as like a side effect of just like entering into this space, and like you were saying, Caleb, just like just doing it and just like making that leap is just, that's probably been for me, like, I guess that sort of process of just like, yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, well, 2 parts. So in the course of streaming TTRPG content, one side of it is like the technical knowledge that I have learned in the process of, doing this, learning about audio and audio editing and video editing and, things like that, and how to build an overlay and, how do Twitch, that kind of thing. And that sort of stuff. But the other part of it too, is sort of like a 3-part thing. So one is sort of the personal growth that I did over the period of time from when I started to now. When I started getting into TTRPG streaming, I'd just gotten divorced. I had just moved, was just in a really messy place in life, but was like, well, I really enjoy TTRPGs and I don't want to lose, having a place to do that. So that was kind of how I got into it. And so the personal growth that came out of that though was kind of figuring out how to stand up for myself when I didn't necessarily agree with what was happening on our channel, or things that I really needed to relearn, and that sort of thing. So there was that piece of it. And then like David was saying, there's all the people, that you meet throughout the community. I mean, and some of these people are really close friends now, some of these people have my cell phone number. One person actually tutored my daughter during COVID, just stuff like that, that having these people that I just couldn't function without now. And then, as a piece of that, meeting my boyfriend, and, we've been together now for a little over 7 months, and, that sort of thing. And I never would have. I mean, we lived in the same state. We never would have met if I hadn't been, streaming TTRPG content, and we sort of met through Twitter and Discord and that sort of thing. And so there's, that has all been super amazing. Not to mention, I got to have B. Dave Walters and Mark Muir on my stream. So
no kidding.
Amazing.
And B. Dave Walters wished me a happy birthday in a private message, so I felt pretty darn special that day.
That's all you need right there. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
So anyway,
it was a great stream, by the way.
That was a lot of fun. So I mean, I think a lot of it is really is just about the people, though. The people and the personal skills that I've gotten out of being in the community.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
100% agree. I did think of one little funny process story that made me think of another favorite thing. This is what I do. I was/am an producer for an audio drama that is on an indefinite hiatus right now. But fully scripted audio drama, super amazing. We just had to put it on hold because it's really, really time consuming. David's actually on it. And there was a table read we were doing at one point when we were doing all the recordings, because now all the recordings are done. We were doing a table read one time, and Robbie is also a voice actor on it. And there was just one of the table reads where Robbie was taking the character that our writer had created and making it his own. And his name is Mulix, and he's a robot. And that was just hilarious, but it was also kind of a beautiful moment, watching people come into their characters and build their characters and do all that. And this was scripted, so we still had to remain within the script, but the pattern of talking and all of that, getting to watch him completely on his own. And then at the end he was like, hey, can we just do that? And I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
But Robbie making that character his own is an example of just watching your other actors, your other players at the table just come into their character and fully immerse themselves. It's also a very beautiful thing.
Eli, did you get a chance to answer? I feel like we've been talking over a lot.
No, I like to listen. Sorry, I'm.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I mean, I guess the process, at least for me, was just being taking an opportunity to actually like do things, you know, because like when I joined Mayday and stuff like that originally, when what Caleb explained, I wasn't even like brought on to be a player. I was just here to record and edit stuff and just do what I normally do because this is what I do for a living. But when we decided to branch off and stuff like that, you know, Sergio, who ran our Delta Green campaign, which was our first project that we did together, he was like, do you want to play? And I was like, sure. So I made a character and then I started to play. And then, you know, I enjoyed being at our table and it kind of grew that way. And then finally, when it came to like starting our next project, I was like, well, I've been kind of DMing a little bit on the side with my home table. I'd be down to like try and be an actual DM, which is like well out of my comfort zone in general. Most people, if like Caleb's met me in real life, like I'm a very shy and quiet person. So I was just like, no, I kind of want to do this. And then being able to like knock out a like 10-part show of D&D, running it in a world that I had made, and then trying to play with all of these super talented people who are like actors and producers and stuff like that, you know, and being able to just, you know, take those chances and take those opportunities, you know. And because of that reason now, you know, I go and play on so many other people's tables. I'm willing to like play and be a DM and just be kind of more out there. Still being like, you know, I can still be my quiet self, but, you know, I can still take those opportunities and chances, and I know where my limits are and just keep growing as I keep doing this process. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I also didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No. No, Matt also put it in the chat, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Matt was like, did Eli answer and I missed it?
Oh. So it's Matt's fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Matt's fault. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Yeah.
Let's
When
all
in
gang
doubt,
up on
blame
that.
it on somebody else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So this is not a question, but it's come up
Ooh.
a lot lately. And David, you've actually done this before.
Oh.
As was foretold in
Yeah.
chat, Emily would like everybody who wants to participate to do a 60-second villain monologue.
Ooh.
Oh, I think I did this one too.
I mean, I'll try it again if no one else wants to do it. But
Of course, I want to do it, David.
yes, take it away, Trevor.
Oh
Wait,
no,
hold
he's
on.
getting
I'm
out
not
the
ready
glasses.
yet. I'm not ready yet.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Oh, and the hood
and the
goes
hood!
up.
Oh,
I'm ready.
shit.
Get those clipping fingers ready, everybody.
Also, shout out Trevor's girlfriend who actually made that cloak.
Right?
Yes.
I know.
It's a
awesome.
great
Made
cloak.
this for me.
So good.
Okay. I need a second. And of course, my mind goes blank.
You're good. We're all friends.
What do you think I am? Some kind of fool? Of course I've thought ahead. I've thought ahead of you completely, and I have you right where I want you. So, are we going to work this out between each other as civilized folk, or are we going to come to blows? I guess that's up to you now, isn't it? I think that's it.
Heck yeah.
That's all I could come up with on the fly.
It's all
Are
right.
you-
That's
So
more
good.
than I come up
So
with.
good.
Professor, why are you in the bathroom looking in the mirror?
I'm just practicing for my conversation with the adjudicator. All right, just shut up, Oh,
Well done, Trevor.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else
take
want to
a
go?
I don't know.
No worries.
I think I'm okay. Usually I have to be in
Yeah.
the moment, you know? I have to know what I'm doing.
That's why I had to get in costume for it, right?
Yeah.
I had to let myself get in character.
It's a tough thing to do. Just like,
Yeah.
ooh. villainous monologue right on the
Yeah,
fly.
I've got plenty of them on the actual show. It's just
for sure.
bringing them out. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I can try again if you want. I can't guarantee you how scary or villainous it'll be. It'll probably end up just
I
being a
think you
joke.
should.
Okay.
No, it should just be a villainous monologue in his stupid voice.
Well, that's just my normal voice.
Right.
Oh,
No, it's all good. Let me think here. Okay. So, we meet at last. You, who have taken it upon yourself to take all the tacos from the bell and take them away from me. My plans for these tacos from the bell will not be stopped by the likes of you. For as you see, you forgot about the burritos. The burritos are more powerful than the tacos. And with the power of the burrito, I will reign supreme. For that is the next type of taco in my arsenal. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
No. My old nemesis, Wendy. You. But yeah.
Oh
Like I
my
said, not very
God.
I think I
villainous.
killed Nicole.
That was wonderful.
dead.
Patch says, David, you goddamn genius.
Everything comes back to Taco Bell.
Always,
That's
always does.
the one rule of the world, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm gonna go right. I need a
Taco-
DM to make one of the 12 games of Christmas a winter Taco Bell story.
Yo, if you want, let me know. And I will gladly do it. But also, I feel like we could
Well-
probably get Nick involved and Josh Simons involved. We have
yeah.
a lot of Baja Blast talk on Twitter.
Well, you guys did that. You guys did that whole like breakfast themed thing.
Oh,
with
Yes,
the
that
villains from that
charity
one,
stream,
the
that was-
crossover.
was really
That- I-
So why not
that
do a Taco
reveal-
Bell one?
Bring it on, baby.
I that reveal I'm still mad about.
What was the name of the character again? And then it ended up being Captain
Yeah,
Falcon,
so
but it was
on-
like
his name. So on my show, the captain of the ship's name is Captain Falcon because I'm a huge
Yeah,
Super
oh, yeah,
Smash
yeah.
Bros. Fan. But he died in the show, and he's super dead. Like he's ultra dead. Like he's just so dead. And
Did he die on screen?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, he got
big
dragged.
old. Sorry, go for
Big
it.
old Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken
His
ate his
warlock
face.
patron. I don't believe it.
No, he's super dead. He's like so dead.
That's what I say every time. Keep going.
And it's because I don't lie.
Never trust a warlock being dead. It,
true.
it doesn't run in our blood.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't run
Not to
our
interrupt.
blood.
Not to interrupt, but you're saying you don't lie, and then you're just sharing a story about how you lied to everybody on a live stream. Continue. Go ahead.
As Jack Sparrow says, you can never trust the honest people to be dishonest or honest, whatever he says. It's a very cool line. But yeah, we did a charity stream for. I'm blanking on the charity right now, but we did it with the Good Better
Transgender
Quest
Law
folks.
Center.
The Transgender Law Center, thank you. And we did it with the Good Better Quest folks, and when one of the groups showed up on the breakfast island, one of the NPCs is like, hey, it's me, I'm Captain Falcon. Everyone was like, whoa, Captain Falcon. And in the show, his name is Edward Falcon. But in the charity event, we called him Ernesto Wharf Falcon. And the whole show was IHOP versus Denny's. And then they get to the final battle, and Ernesto Wharf Falcon in syrupy letters writes Ernesto Wharf Falcon in the sky in syrup, and he like does the Voldemort thing, and it changes to Cranston Waffle House. And Waffle House was the villain, but Waffle House is the best of all the breakfast places. So
Waffle
pretty
House is his own character in a show that David and I did together.
yeah,
My favorite part of that was then that Stag also had a character that went bad and then did the same thing, but the letters didn't change because it wasn't an anagram.
Yeah, it's like, damn, didn't work.
Yeah, it's like, oh
Stag's-
damn, I didn't have
Stag's
anything special
wonderful.
like that.
Waffle House is a great choice. I have a firm belief that Waffle House is the closest thing to a modern coliseum that we have today. It is the only place you can go to watch a fight for the promise of bloodshed in America today. Like, better than UFC.
Modern
every
day
time.
Coliseum.
And you get waffles out of it.
There's
Yeah,
a good
and
chance you're
waffles.
gonna walk into a Waffle House and a man will be fighting a lion. Like, I would not doubt it. Like, the only place.
So, standing up on a table, like, are you
Why
not
it's the
entertained?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I want Waffle
Come on.
House now.
Yeah. I always want
Dog's
Waffle House.
moving.
Oh my god. You could make a
Sleepy
taco
baby.
out of a waffle. And it'd
It
be like
writes
a
itself.
breakfast taco.
Yes.
Wasn't that like a thing at Denny's or something?
I don't know.
Sworn that was
Probably
a
a thing at Taco
Didn't
Bell.
Taco Bell-
Yeah,
probably.
thing. Probably is.
Man, if Taco Bell's watching, can you please sponsor us? Because
Yeah.
we are repping you
Right?
hard.
I know.
right now.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Sponsor for one more episode.
Here you go. This is the first question on Google when you Google Taco Bell waffle taco. Does Taco Bell still have waffle tacos?
Still.
What?
Still?
Yeah.
What is the answer? I must know the answer.
Yeah, I
The
must
answer
know.
is they were an absolute one of the biggest flops in Taco Bell history. They stopped entirely.
Okay, but like, we got the Mexican pizza back. This can be our next campaign.
We should
gotta
get-
the waffle.
tacos are coming
Bring back the waffle taco.
We need to get Tay on this now.
I just had an idea of like, there's like a Super Smash Bros. Screen of like all the contenders of new Waffle House items. It's like, well, the nacho fries, the Mexican pizza, they're all coming in, and it's like, oh, waffle taco, get him out of here. We hate him. Like, but now I want a waffle taco. I might go get some waffles and.
I
make
mean, I
tacos.
would.
Right?
If we're gonna like unionize like this, we could also probably get the Choco Taco back because I miss the Choco.
Oh yeah,
Rest
right.
in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Choco Taco.
Rest in peace, Choco
Oh,
Taco. We
man.
need it
Don't
back.
know how a waffle taco ends up on your biggest flop list. That seems like the most intuitive to
Right?
eat food in the world.
Yeah, I know.
Like who was against the waffle taco?
Probably
just
people who
golden
hated fun
waffle.
and laughter.
Probably the guy who complained about on the news the other day about spending $28 at Taco Bell.
Oh, there you go.
Tales of the Tavern is now a discontinued food discussion podcast. We're not talking about tabletop games. We're talking about discontinued food items. Fuck
Listen,
you
we had
guys.
some very heartfelt memories of being in the TTRPG space, and that was all. You got your one. We're back to Taco Bell, baby.
Yes.
We fooled you guys in with the dice, and now we're talking about waffle tacos. All right, everybody, sit the hell down.
Sit down. It's
I
amazing.
mean, chicken and waffles is a thing, so you could have
True.
a chicken breakfast taco.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're
I
absolutely
can't.
right.
I've moved past it being a bit, and I am seriously
Yeah,
thinking
no.
about this.
Like, this is not a joke anymore, guys.
Right?
This is not a joke anymore.
You're taking control of the show.
I can't wait for your next charity stream to be the like waffle taco relief fund.
Yeah.
Yes,
Waffle taco relief.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
I'm very hungry right now. I just want you all to know that.
I'm,
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
so
tell the people that are on the West Coast from the person who's on the East Coast because I've already had dinner.
It's only 6:30 over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6:30. Yeah.
Woo. Prime dinner time.
Oh, it's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay.
All jokes aside, let's get back to the tabletop.
Yeah.
Right.
Any more questions?
TTRPG conversation.
Was there anybody
We'll get
else
it
that
back
wanted
to
to do a
Taco
villain
Bell.
monologue
Give it time.
tonight?
oh, that was the
Oh
question.
yeah, we were doing that.
Yeah. Damn, we went from villain monologue to waffle taco.
Welcome.
I
The
think that this is
villain
on him.
monologue to waffle taco pipeline. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a fun time.
Oh my gosh. If not, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. I would love for all of you to go and watch Vegas by Night and see the many thousands I do every Saturday.
it.
I promise.
Do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go watch the ones I've planned for, not the ones I have to do on
Yeah,
the spot.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I can probably say beyond the shadow of a doubt, they'll be better than what we just did right now. So go watch those for sure.
And in those ones, you get to see me yelling at Eli, not next to Eli.
Aw.
It's way different.
Chat just asked which villain has the waffle taco power. I love that literally everybody stopped and went, which villain does?
Yeah, I gotta think about that.
You'll have to find out when David runs a Taco Bell themed one shot that
We'll
is
do it.
revolves entirely around Taco Bell.
You heard it here first, folks. Coming to a charity
Yes.
stream near you.
Yeah,
The answer to that question.
yeah.
And it's going to be Colonel Sanders, for sure.
The entire
What a
thing is
twist.
just based around Taco Bell, and then Colonel Sanders shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's me. That was,
How are
that
you
was
gonna
Colonel
twist?
Sanders.
Side.
Yeah.
Double agent the whole time.
Right?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one more question I think we can squeeze in before the end of the night, and that comes from Apache1222 in chat, and and I told you guys ahead of time that this would probably come up. What is your favorite or worst Nat 20 or Nat 1 moment, either as a player or a DM?
Oh man.
I
So good.
already talked about it, but I will go into more detail now. My character, Baron Bearsley Brownfur of Barrington, a 9 foot tall, 900-pound Ursine, got a great sword called the Jaws of Fate, or the Jaw
From
of
his
Fate,
future
something like that.
self.
From his future self, because he is a fighter warlock multiclass, and his patron in Valda's Spire of Secrets, which is a third-party supplement that's awesome. You should check it out. There's a patron of the future self
Very cool.
that fit really well because he's also an Echo Knight fighter, which also has to do with like weird timelines and unrealized timelines and stuff. So he got the sword from his future self, and the very first time that he uses this sword, I nat 20'd on the attack, and it was like cutting the man. It cut through this guy, and he was turning into like these threads, because like in Dev's world there's like luminous threads, and it's all like this weird multiverse thing, whatever. It cut through this guy, and then he was gone, and absolutely nobody remembered that he was there except for my character Bearsley, who's also incredibly stupid. So nobody believed him when he said, "No, I just killed a guy, and no, you guys don't know that he was there. Like, what the hell?" And unfortunately, after literally erasing a man from the timeline, from existence, he was also a member of an elite Imperial like strike team that only ever sent out 3 members. So there was then a 4th person, because that was the actual 3rd person, because the person that I killed didn't actually exist anymore. So it led into a bunch of hijinks because of that. But that was a pretty epic Nat 20 moment, because it was one of those, hell yeah, Nat 20, oh shit, Nat 20.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so many, like, so many great choices.
I had a time when I managed to polymorph a dragon into a chicken because the DM forgot about legendary resistance.
What?
It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
That was fun.
Beautiful.
That was during a charity stream. That was during a charity stream for Extra Life, and we were playing an all cleric game, and we called it the Amen.
Oh, I never got to watch that stream. I remember you
That's
talking about
awesome.
it, but I never got to watch it.
Yep.
I was playing in a home game as one of my favorite, like blowing off steam characters, where I wasn't trying to get too deep. I was playing a character named Murdoch, who I always envisioned as like if a Texan was a Highlander. And so he'd walk around talking like this everywhere he went, like he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And again, wisdom is the dump stat, folks. Very precarious bridge with no railings, went full force, sprinting as hard as I could. I had a feeling I was going to fall. I knew that was coming about, but the DM gave me a couple chances, right? So I go tumbling off of a bad roll, dexterity roll, and then I'm given the whole, okay, you can grab for the ledge, but you've got to make the dexterity check. I fuck that one up tremendously as well. And then we get finally like our fighter across the table goes, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to reach my hand down and give him one last chance and everything. And so all I had to do was one more roll, grab his hand, and with advantage to get the roll, I rolled back-to-back natural ones. It was incredible. Yeah, back-to-back, and he died. My DM looked at me and was like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. There's 4 rolls. You were meant to die. And I was like, hell yeah, I was. Hell yeah. It was great.
That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
So I ended up having to change my character, but we get to the bottom of the pit that sits under the bridge 4 sessions later, and my DM brought him back with just one arm missing. So he like climbs out of the like wreckage and everything like nothing happened, and I got to keep playing him. So that was
That's so cool.
That's cool.
And then greatest D20. I have a good one, and I won't tell what campaign it comes from, but my character was desperately chasing this guy who wore a mask the entire game, basically. Been zipping around this whole campaign. We finally got to the end, and he has this big cannibal club that he's been whacking around the entire country, basically. And finally, I'm going to get that fucker. And in that last session, I finally hit him with this nat 20 and just eviscerate the guy. DM goes into full detail on how he's gone and the breaking of his armor and the cracking of the helmet off. And we finally get the reveal of who he was. And of course, he's my character's brother. So.
Whoa!
Oh,
That's awesome.
Great nat 20 just demolishes my relative right there. That was great.
It's wonderful. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite nat 20 was in an off-air game that I was actually playing with Nick, who's in chat, Scry Society. That we were playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and we were in the Witchlight Carnival. Super fun campaign if you haven't had a chance to play it. And we were like trying to, I forget exactly how what led up to this, but we were trying to like, there was one character, there was like two NPCs that were like, they were like dating or like about to be married or whatever, and then something happened and it stopped. So like the way we like left like the carnival basically was we had to like the party came up with a plan to like get them to meet up so they could like talk and like re-establish their love or whatever and figure out what happened. And like I rolled a nat 20 on like just like this like charisma bard check of like, oh hey, like everyone in the place, like come over here, we got to do this whole big surprise. And then like 2 other people in the party, I forget exactly what they did, they also rolled like nat 20s basically. So there was like 3 nat 20s, and like we had this, like Nick did an amazing job of just like explaining how like we like float this guy over like into this like lagoon, and like his mermaid fiance like comes up and they finally have a talk, and it was like the whole carnival was there, and it was very emotional, and it was really lovely. And I think Nick just did like a really good job of explaining like just like setting the stage for that. That was really fun. And then one of my favorite nat 1s that I did, whenever I roll pretty shitty just in general, but like whenever I'm DMing, I cannot roll above like a 6, which is usually pretty fun. But so there's a long story short, my 3 players from a far show, they get to this like arena in like heaven basically, and they're like fighting this like glorious fight, and each of the characters had like their cool special moments. And my little brother, he's playing a barbarian, a multi-class barbarian and like samurai fighter, and he like, I forget exactly how it went down, but basically like they're floating over this like sand pit on these like floating discs, and like the sand is like taking people down as like they're fighting, and like the NPC that my little brother is fighting like charges at him, and my brother's like, I'm just gonna like step aside, and like I was like, all right, I'll roll like a dex save or something. I got a nat 1, and like this whole big like lead up to this fight, like the whole the crowds were cheering, everyone was going nuts for this fight, and then it like is over in like 1 second as the guy just like goes headlong into the sand, and he's like, didn't even draw my sword. Like
Oh, no.
that was a pretty fun moment right there.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I have so many, but my favorite wasn't even me. It was my friend Daphne in our home game.
Mm-hmm.
We were in this weird thing where Daphne's character, like, there was the Moon Princess. Trevor knows exactly which nat 20 this is.
Yep.
And she was doing this ritual, and Daphne's character Chiron thought that like something bad was happening from this ritual. And so Daphne straight up goes, because her eyes are like glowing and there's these beams coming out of them. So Daphne's like, Chiron pokes him in the eye. And we're like, what? And yeah, pokes him in the eye. Like, okay, you understand that this is happening and you have to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you survive. And then Daphne realized she'd made a mistake, and it was kind of, we were all like, oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? Chiron's gonna die, we're gonna have to go chase down Chiron's butt, like, why? Because my character was Chiron's cousin. It was like, freaking nat 20 on the Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
So what the NPC was doing was channeling energy to essentially become like a demigod.
Oh wow.
And
Oh shit.
Chiron interrupted, and the energy flowed into them, and Chiron became a demigod. And it then, like, later, of course, we find out Chiron's dad is actually one of the dragon gods, so that it was already like partially in them, but and then Chiron eventually did ascend, and it's been this whole big thing. But like, we were sitting there like on edge, like Daphne was about to cry because like it was a joke, but then it wasn't, and then nat 20 on the con saving throw, and it was just beautiful.
That's awesome.
It was also like really nerve-wracking because just before that, because my character was kind of in the same area, I had failed a Constitution saving throw in the same area. It wasn't the same power, but our DM just took this like tray that he had of dice and he rolled it, and I was like, "Oh, is it the psychic damage that I take?" And he's like, 67 psychic damage," and I'm like, I'm down.
Oh my gosh.
It was the whole thing, because then after the like explosion from Chiron poking out the eyes, we all get essentially like ejected from this place, and we had been looking for each other because Bearsley and then us, we were all separated, and like the whole like, and it was
That's awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's really cool.
What a great way for a DM to roll with the nat 20 and make it really mean something too.
Yeah.
Like, if the converse is death, then the positive has to be just as important. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
That's really cool.
One of my favorite nat ones also is from somebody who is not me, but we have somebody on Mayday who habitually rolls nat ones.
The worst. I've never seen a more unlucky person.
And they picked the best character. They picked a Goliath wild magic sorcerer.
Yes.
And I decided, since they were like playing a teenager character, that for any nat one they rolled, we would roll the wild magic surge, because they're an
Yes.
angsty, very angsty
shit.
individual. And they did not disappoint. We went through so many different tables of so many different things. They turned into so many different things. They turned into a barrel. They turned into, I think, a potted plant, a cat.
Yes.
Just random stuff. Just
So good.
carved up
So
a
good.
2-foot slug. I think that was my favorite one. But yeah. But I think one of my favorite nat 20s though was from a home game where I was playing a ranger, and we had a monk friend, and we were trying to help this wizard who I guess their apprentice had turned them into a goat and had turned other people in the village into animals and had like taken over like a wizard tower. So which was just like a bunch of like a treehouse situation. So me and the monk decided that we were gonna like tell everybody, it's like, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna secure the location, and then then everybody else can come in, and everybody agreed. So we rolled so high throughout most of those stealth checks to get up there, and the last one was just locating where the wizard was, and our monk rolled a nat 20, so we found the wizard and they did not notice us. So I was able to cast silence into the room, and then we just like the wizard turned around and there was just a monk and a ranger, and we just decided to beat the ever living crap out of this wizard.
Yes.
But oddly enough, there was one nat one that almost changed the tides of it, because we had the wizard had an opportunity to try to escape, and the wizard was grappling the monk, and the monk rolled a nat 1. So the wizard was like this close to getting out of the fucking silent sphere.
Oh, no.
And that would have ruined everything. But our DM was so super mad because we literally blew the entire encounter for him. Because we killed the wizard before you could really even do anything.
That's the best.
Yes.
So good.
So good.
So good. All right. Well, we are just about out of time for the evening. So I would like to... well, first, I need to read our Mad Libs that chat helped me come up with.
Yes.
So tonight's Mad Libs is the RPG acronym sheet. There are so many pearly acronyms in D&D. Here's some lingo from this role farming game. DM or Dungeon Master. The septic tank cleaner is either your best friend or your worst poop. D20, D4, D42, etc. D stands for dice, and the number is how many diamonds it has. AC or armor class. This number is how hard you are to draw. Keep it high to avoid an injury that might eat you. Hadouken!
Hadouken!
NPC or non-player character. These are the DM's shiny puppets who eviscerate you throughout the world.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Right? AoE or area of effect. Some spells or tacos can reach as far as the earlobe can see. Others can only affect those standing within a small meal. You know, I don't recommend standing within your meals, but okay.
Yeah, that's the taco patron for Warlocks.
Yes.
Always comes back to tacos, right?
Yes.
Taco
Oh,
Bell.
so good.
And last one, a crit. When you roll your d20 and get a perfect 20, the effect of your next action will jolt. If this happens, congratulations, you're on breakfast burrito.
Yes.
So there you go. That's tonight's Mad Libs from the D&D
Well
Mad
done.
Libs
Pretty
book.
good.
Well done.
It
Well
does
done.
perfectly.
Good job, chat.
So
I'm
good.
very
Well
impressed
done,
with
chat.
that one.
like that.
All right, so I would like to go around and have everybody again tell us of who you are, where we can find you on social media, anything that you have going on that you would like to promote, and an Ask My Question Next that came in from Jim that goes with it. Your favorite TTRPG accessory that is within arm's reach. Ooh. So we're going to go in the reverse order of when we started. So Trevor, we're going to start with you this time.
I'm Trevor, Virtrox Nightblood, Virtrox156 on Twitter. And this is my favorite TTRPG accessory, my Bear's Skull Dice Tower. Yeah, I don't really do anything. We're hopefully releasing the Weave Racers supplement at some point in the future soon. TM. And yeah, and then maybe keep a lookout on with the 12 Games of Christmas with Nicole, because I might be doing a thing for that. I haven't decided yet. We might do. I
thought
might
you
do.
were
A,
about
I
to
might
tell
do a.
me, and then I could be excited.
I might do a Weave Racers. I haven't decided. I haven't started planning yet. I might do a Christmassy themed Weave Racers, which might be interesting. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet or not, but
That would be awesome.
perhaps. But still, check out that stream.
Yeah.
Or event rather.
Do it. Awesome. Well, Trevor, always a pleasure to have you. Thanks so much for coming on and hanging out tonight. I enjoyed getting to chat again.
Hell yeah.
All right, David.
Oh, excuse me. Hello.
Are we keeping you up,
everybody.
David?
No,
Putting
it's
to
literally
sleep.
only 7.
I know.
I have a lot. I have a lot to do. I'm very excited. No, first and foremost, thank you so much, Luna, for having me back. Thank you to the rest of the cast here. This was really, really fun. A lot of good insights and good fun bits that are always a good time. But let's see. My name is David Tilstra. I'm the Dungeon Master over at From Afar Podcast. We are a bi-weekly D&D actual play. You can find us wherever podcasts are sold, listened to. We are currently in the midst of a bunch of side quests, so like, it's a good spot to jump in. We're each of the side quests focuses around one of the backstories of one of the main NPCs on our like home pirate ship. So we're getting a little more of the story fleshed out there, and we're bringing guests on and having a good time with that. And it's been really fun. The finale of our first episode, our first side quest bundle, comes out tomorrow, and that has the Staghorn and Nolan Lacey from Good Better Quest in it. It's very, very good. They did a wonderful job. We did Spelljammer for that one. And let's see. Yeah, you can find us at From Afar on Twitter, From Afar Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at David Tilstra. We have Twitch going on at From Afar Podcast. This Friday, I'll be over at Waffles Maple Syrup playing Siren's Call, the Alchemy RPG world that they've made. It's very fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for having. These are my favorite. This is my favorite within reach. These are NPC cards from 1985 gaming. You can just pull these out and be like, ooh, this person right here, their name is Navira Amakir. They're a human and they have a bunch of personality traits and stuff. It's very fun. 1985 gaming. Check them out.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. David, always a pleasure. I'm so glad we got to hang out again, and
yes,
I love getting to chat with you. And I'm gonna give you a big hug at PAX Unplugged. So
yes, I'm so excited to see you all at PAX. It's gonna be so much fun.
I know. Nicola.
Hi. So yeah, I am Nicola the Druid on the social spaces, and I am the producer, founder, whatever for Druidcraft Productions. I produce and run charity streaming events that are unnecessarily over the top. And the next one coming up is December 1st through the 10th. It's called the 12 Games of Christmas. I am still recruiting players and DMs, and I would really like for, I have 12 games to fill. So if you have any interest in streaming, camera's not required because I found a way to work around it, but camera is preferred. druidcraftproductions.com. I think the link is in chat right now. We'll take you to the interest form. And I'm very excited for all the people coming up on that. My favorite item, I cheated because you saw me all get up. It was on the other side of this table, but I had to absolutely talk about this. I just got the 5e player screen from Brainbeast Studios.
I have that too.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This is fantastic, and it's just for players.
Beautiful.
There's things you can do on your turn, pictures of the dice for new players, important
really
information about like advantage, disadvantage.
That's
Yes.
great.
That's so
And
cool.
condition.
Eli.
I got one too. I got one too.
That's so cool.
They are so amazing.
It's good. It's beautiful.
Sean Sunday, Brainbeast Studios, they are available, and then with it came these dice, and I am obsessed with these dice because they're red. And I think this was, but his little logo is on the one, so he's got his little like brain logo.
Oh,
But they're like red and yellow, and I just love them. Anyway, That is my favorite item.
Very cool.
Frantically
Awesome.
looking it up
Nekla,
right now.
thanks for coming on and hanging out tonight. It was
Yes.
super fun.
Thank you for having me.
I am glad you were here. And Caleb.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Caleb James Miller. I just want to thank everybody, especially you, Luna, for having me on here. It was so incredible to meet you guys. One of my favorite things about doing shows like this is getting the opportunity not to just meet people that are like me, but also the continued opportunity to appreciate what you guys are putting out into the space. So I know for a fact that I've probably gained a lot of content off this night just to catch up and listen from all of you guys after all this. It was a great conversation. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
If you're looking for more of me, I hang out with Mayday Roleplay. That's my gig right there. On Twitter, I'm at Ginsberg's Song, which is a poem I very much love. You should read that too. And I'm also at Mayday Roleplay. You should check us out on twitch.tv/Mayday Roleplay, where every 2 weeks we stream my Vampire the Masquerade game we call Vegas by Night. We also have many different things up on every podcasting service you can imagine, where we have our first 3 campaigns where we did Doomed to Repeat, we did Ashoka, and we did an old World of Darkness game called Orpheus, which you can go and watch now. Really, just give Mayday a chance here. I think you'd really appreciate what we have going on. And I thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. It was great to get to meet you and get to know you a little bit. And yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Of course. And my little accessory is I played in this Deadlands game with Carrie the GM on Twitter, who like put together this crazy like 40-person experience of like you die, you're out of the series, you're moving on. And as like a goodbye gift to making it to the finale, we got this little like 2 die basically, a fake coin that I keep with me for each of my games. I love that one, and it's a little reminder of how crazy that journey was.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Eli.
Hi, I'm Eli. I am also from Mayday Roleplay. I'm the resident ghost there. Again, as Caleb said, we do podcasting and Twitch streaming. Our biggest campaign, Doomed to Repeat, which is our Delta Green campaign, is going through festivals right now. We're winning great awards for it, for both for our GMs, for our table in general, and for our overall sound design. When I'm not doing that, I also troll around the Twitter space at A Ghost of Eli. I do a lot of community-based stuff in terms of making spaces for Indigenous people in the TTRPG space. And I also make crazy little chaos games. I just wrote a game that's out now called Ghostfy, which is about saying goodbye to your characters or connecting with your characters in unique ways by passing on and moving on to the afterlife. So yeah, check that out. But mostly check out Mayday because all of our family does like amazing stuff and I love them. But yeah.
That's great. That sounds really cool, actually. The game that you just mentioned. So that's really awesome. Sorry, I got sidetracked because Matt in chat dropped a picture in my Discord, and it's a meme about when someone says they can eat more tacos than you. So yeah, it totally threw me for a loop. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. It was really great to actually, I always say it's really nice to put a face to a Twitter handle. So
Hell yeah.
so it was really great to get to have you on because I see you all over Twitter. So
Thank you so much.
So
yeah, no, it's super great. I lurk on the show constantly. I'm always just listening every chance I get. So I'm glad I've been able to finally get on.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah,
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, and I am Gamer Mom Luna. This has been Tales from the Tavern, the penultimate episode. Next week, series finale. Sad but true. But the fun news is that we have a really great group involving Matt. Dungeon Glitch will be on, and Dan at caffeinated_Dan on Twitter will be on, and Wolf's Blood is coming on to hang out, and so yeah, we're gonna have fun. There's candy corn and hot sauce involved, and we're gonna try to raise a little bit more money for Extra Life. I just found out this weekend, you guys, that I am the #2 Extra Life fundraiser in the state of New Hampshire.
Whoa!
yeah.
So there's
Congrats.
no way
Wow.
we're gonna make it to #1 because I'm like $6,000 behind. But I mean, it would be nice to get a little bit more ahead of the #3 person. So, we're gonna do that a little bit more too next week. So come back, check that out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a great time. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen next week that I can't remember right now.
Costumes.
Yeah, costumes, because it's going to be the day before Halloween. We'll be in costumes, so that'll be involved. It's trick-or-treat night in my town that night, so, like, it's just mayhem.
Wonderful.
And, yeah, and so everybody should come back and hang out and check that out. So, yeah, Jason in chat just goes, we can do it. Check's wallet. Okay, we can't, but still. Accurate. All right. The other thing that I wanted to share is, yes, I will be at PAX Unplugged. I want to see everybody that's going to be at PAX Unplugged. I know there's a bunch of people that are going to be there, and I'm really excited. But other exciting news in the PAX Unplugged sphere, I pitched Tales from the Tavern as a potential panel at PAX, and it was put on the wait list. So it wasn't fully accepted, but if there's a space, they're going to re-review it, and potentially
Nice.
we will get a panel space.
That
So
would be so
stay
cool.
tuned. I will post all over Twitter if that happens. David is actually part of it if the panel gets accepted. So keep your fingers crossed for us, or don't. Either way, that would be cool. But yeah, it would be a really amazing panel. Patch in chat is going to be part of it as well. So I've been sitting on that news for a couple of weeks, but I'm like, I should probably just let people know that there's a chance. And my favorite accessory, TTRPG accessory, is I have lots of them actually within arm's reach right now. But I am going to go to, as was foretold in chat, TFTT Unplugged. Yes, exactly. I'm going to go with my glow-in-the-dark dice
Nice.
as my favorite accessory within arm's reach, because like I said, I have a lot in arm's reach right now, but those I think are my favorite by far. So, yeah, that's it. Oh goodness, we have a bot. I haven't had one of those in a while. Ban. Done.
Bye bye.
And yeah, we are gonna be back next week. We're gonna let's drop a raid on. Nope, not raid. Beard and Bride. We are going to go raid my friends Beard and Bride. They are playing some Jackbox games, so stick around. They are a lot of fun. If you like Jackbox games, join in. They always run all the fun ones, so check it out. And we will see you all next Sunday. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, Chad.
Bye.
Thank you all so much.